Hello, good morning to all of you. Today, it's very good opportunity to discuss certain aspect of how the microbiome population, if it is going to be deregulated or altered, what it should be in any tissue. It can be lung tissue environment, it can be intestinal environment, it can be oral cavity. So in the niche of these tissue, including lung environment, if the alterations are there, what are the consequences? So it is very interesting to refer a very recent paper that is on how the deregulation of lung microbiome is connected with the brain autoimmunity. And if you look at in the recent past, the outstanding and appreciable evidences are coming up. How the microbiome in the various tissue niches, including lung tissue environment, they are connected to the various pathophysiological consequences. And in this paper, that microbiome and the autoimmunity, and specifically in the brain. And if you look at here, that microbiome, if you look at in the lung tissue environment, can be altered by various ways. One can be the physical factors like smoking, pollutants, chemicals. Second can be biological, like some infections from outside pathogens, dietary sources, and many more. So altogether, the environmental factors can alter the nature of microbiome in the lung tissue environment. That is true. But this paper is novel and interesting in the sense this is one of the first evidence where the the, the T-cell mediated autoimmune disease of the central nervous system is connected with the lung microbiome. And that is due to the various other environmental factors. In other way, this paper, it also emphasizes the usage of antibiotics, usage of various other drugs are also going to modulate the nature of microbiome within the lung, and that can affect directly the autoimmune conditions in the brain tissue. That is truth. That is well accepted, and the paper has accumulated sufficient and interesting evidences to connect the dot between the lung microbiome, the environmental factors, antibiotics, and how the activation of autoimmune disorders in the central nervous system is connected. By looking at this, the data and this paper, certain questions comes to my mind and maybe all of us. If the lung microbiome is altered and it is connected with the various other human disease conditions, including autoimmunity, so then what is the possibility of deregulation of microbiome in the lung and metastasis. So the question is very logical. So if the lung microbiome is going to be altered, so whether it is is there any connection with the metastasis? And all of us, we know that lung is one of the preferable secondary site for the tumor metastasis. So what if the microbiome in the lung, they are able to make the pro-metastatic signaling contact with the primary tumor cells, those are at the distant organ, like suppose if I say breast tumor. So whether the primary breast cancer cell at the primary site of the breast tumor is able to connect through microbiome and cancer cell connectivity, and so that the high preferences, high probability of metastasis to the lung tissue environment is possible. In other way, the pre-existing conditions or the disease conditions or the deregulation of the microbiome or the usage of antibiotics or the many other environmental factors, they also contributes for the preferred site of metastasis in the lung in case of many primary tumors, starting from the oral cancer or breast cancer or the prostate cancer or intestinal cancer and many more. So that will be very interesting to see in future. What is the connectivity between the deregulation of microbiome in the lung tissue and the preferred secondary site of metastasis for many primary tumors? And the second question comes to, and it's very relevant, the lung microbiome for any individuals, whether it should be taken care of, whether the choices of antibiotics, whether the choices of many environmental chemicals should be taken into consideration for pathophysiologies of many human diseases, including autoimmune disorders, cancer, and many more. So this paper, that is of lung microbiome profiling and their connectivity, the connect with brain autoimmunity is very appreciable, and it has remarkable impact in coming in near future for various human diseases, not only for autoimmune, including cancer diseases.